flaw. It was an egregious foul.
Then on redirect, I said it again, December 5th. I know that you want to say that that somehow means that the date was December 5th. It wasn't. He never once gave a date. That was a misstatement by me, Mr. DeMarco. And so I would have no reason to look up the information.
Now, you hear this Wahoopie keep talking about he made a mistake. 12 jurors heard him say December the 5th. You didn't correct it. You didn't correct it. You neglected it. And you want us to respect what you said as far as you made a mistake. You said that 12 jurors heard that. That got me 4 lives without the possibility of parole. On your mistake. You can't afford to make a mistake. You playing with a man's liberty. You taking my life and throwing me in a motherfucking cage at the top of the Caucasus Mountains where the fucking sun don't shine. Got me slammed down 23 hours a day because you made a mistake. That mistake is an automatic reversal. You said it out of your mouth. So again, this is what I'm talking about with these judges. He said it out of his mouth that he made a mistake.
And so I would have no reason to look up the information.
But again, Mr. DiGiacomo, you would agree that because the criminal record showing that Mr. Mouton was in custody was not provided, that that statement went uncontested in the trial against Mr. Dow, correct?
I would not agree with that. I would think everybody that was in that trial knew that I made a misstatement, that we were talking about December of 05. It happens all the time in these trials, Mr. DeMarco, where people misstate it. Everybody understands what you're talking about, and we go on. There was no false impression left with this jury that somehow this conversation happened on December 5th.
Did y'all hear this bitch? He said that there was no fault, that everybody understood that he made a mistake, that he meant to say December 05. How? You got to tell him that. And if you don't tell them, all they know is that December the 5th was said. We ain't worried about the judge. My lawyer should know, but again, they was working for the prosecutor anyway. Jonathan Powell and Eric Ferran was working for the Giacomo and Josh, period. So the 12 jurors, though, man, they heard that December the 5th. That's all they needed to hear. He locked in a date. That's powerful. When you lock in a date. But he's trying to say no harm, no foul. So I just went on and kept going because everybody understood that I meant December 05. Bitch, no they didn't. Because I damn sure didn't. I was sitting here going, how the fuck is he saying December? I'm nowhere on around in Las Vegas. I'm on Vegas Most Wanted, America's Most Wanted. Vegas gonna make sure that if I show up anywhere, they coming to get me.
Mr. DiGiacomo, respectfully, that, again, the jury is hearing questions coming out of your mouth with your witness. Mr. Mouton was your witness, correct?
Mr. Mouton was called by the state.
State's witness. And that when the jury heard December 5th and there was no rebuttal to that, you would agree if defense counsel would have...
But there was rebuttal. I mean, you have to read the testimony.
Your Honor.
I know what it says. He did. You're correct. He said it in his question. You are right. But the witness repeatedly said he did not give a specific date. But I agree. It says what it says. So maybe we can move on.
Okay.
Because we can all agree it says what it says.
Okay, but Mr. DiGiacomo...
Now, do y'all see how this bitch would... DeMarco is grilling him. DeMarco got this bitch against the ropes. Battle the body, beat the head. Here come this bitch to the rescue. She want to stop this. She want to stop this fight now. Now you want to be the referee and you want to stop the fight. You want to sit here and say, now you believe Mouton. Oh, you believe him because the witness said that he didn't have an actual date. Now you believe him? Bitch, if you believe, how you going to pick and choose what you believe? And then you said that we agree that the prosecutor made a mistake. Bitch, that mistake cost me 17 motherfucking years away from my family. My daughter suffered for 17 years because of a mistake. It wasn't a mistake, bitch. It was an egregious egregious foul. You trying to act like it's nothing. Bitch, it's not a boo-boo. You don't kiss this. There is a limb gone. The alligator bit off a motherfucking limb, bitch. It needs reconstructive surgery. You can't sit here and go, oh, we'll move on. No, bitch, he caught up. Let him check him about this 5th date. Let him come and keep grilling him about this December the 5th date. Because the more he talks, the more stupid he sounds. And you hear how ignorant he is. You see that's one thing about a bigot. When they be on some bigot shit, you see how stupid a motherfucker is. He's an idiot. He got caught. And this bitch don't mind him dragging her down with him. Because she's part of the good old boy. She's sitting there, she's holding Lady Justice legs and allowing this motherfucker to rape me of my constitutional rights.
You agree that if the jail record was produced and available, and it should have been investigated, that could have been easily refuted to show that was not a true statement.
But easily refuted after he said, I'm not going to give a specific date? I don't understand where you're going.
Your Honor, respectfully, if he gives a date to the jury.
And you know a question is not evidence, right?
That's correct.
It
but
can
also,
only be considered.
But the response is, the question is, quote, and you had indicated that sometime prior to that December 5th footbridge meeting, you had seen that victim and Mr. Dow together before, correct? And he says correct. If he would have said, hold on. If he would have said, Your Honor, Mr. Mouton saying that's not true, or he said that was a false statement, he went along with it like that was the correct date because it was a specific date.
In that specific portion of the transcript.
Okay, let me ask you this, Mr. Giacomo. You heard the testimony from Mr. Mouton that he now admits that he lied to law enforcement and at trial. You heard that, obviously, correct?
Well, I heard him say
Okay,
it.
you agree that as a prosecutor, you cannot knowingly present false testimony, correct?
I don't think I did. I believe Mr. Mouton was manipulated into changing his testimony.
Okay, well, you heard his testimony where he said nobody pressured him, or nobody from defense pressured him here, correct?
Well, I heard what he said, but I know also the pressure that was placed on him. So,
By who?
by Mr. Dow.
What evidence did you hear that Mr. Dow pressured Mr. Mouton?
On March 12th, 2022, he posted a podcast with video of the records provided to him by Lateef Gray, calling him out as a snitch and a liar, and that the amount of pressure, and then he did it again on April 18th.
Now y'all hear this man. You see? He does not know how to stop with the shenanigans. It's just in him. It's in his DNA to continue to make up shit, lie, point the finger. He pointed the finger at everybody but himself. Here's the thing. Nobody pressured Mouton. Mouton said to who pressured him, he said they put him in a room and squeezed him. He said the FBI, Metro, members of the San Francisco homicide, they all put him in a room and squeezed him. How can I pressure him? What pressure can I put on him? I've been incarcerated for 17 years. But I put pressure on him when his father brought him. His father brought him.
You have 1 minute left.
His father said that he asked his son, did you lie on the man? And the man broke down crying for 10 minutes straight. But I put pressure on him. His father testified that that's his son and he's responsible for it. And he's easily manipulated. So guess what? That's what y'all did to him. It's just that God got in his spirit and he was wearing that on his conscience. That he didn't know me and that y'all got him to lie. And when he was questioned by his father, he broke down crying for 10 minutes straight. So, really, by him crying and getting on the stand doing that, the pressure that y'all put on him, he finally got it off of him.